Hi, hello, welcome back to the Horror Shelf. My name is Donata and today I'll be showing you all the new books I've got. And in case you haven't noticed it for some reason, I dyed my hair. I'm in my Ed Sheeran cosplay. I am a ginger now, which is fitting because I also have no soul. So I've gotten a few new books because I went to this local secondhand bookstore and I also found one book in a thrift store. So I only got secondhand books. And they were all quite cheap as well, so that's why I suddenly bought multiple books this month, which I usually don't really do. So yeah, let's just get right into it, I guess. So let's just start with one of the books that I have already read. I read it while I was on holiday last week, and that's A Clockwork Orange by Anthony Burgess. This book has also been made into a movie, which I haven't watched yet, but now I'm really curious to watch it, because this was such a strange read, but it was very good. In this book you follow Alex, and he's 15 years old and he's already murdering and fighting and robbing people and raping people and yeah, at the age of 15. And he's doing this with a group of friends and then suddenly he gets caught and then the state tries to reform him into being a good person. Really like questioning free will. And in A Clockwork Orange, Alex and his friends, they talk in this made up language, and in the beginning of the book it's kind of hard to understand, but then as you go along in the book you start to like understand what they're saying and kind of understanding this language, which is really interesting. But yeah, keep that in mind if you want to buy this book. Like, it's in a made up language. Almost the whole book is in this made up language, which is quite challenging, but it was a lot of fun. I will probably review this in the video where I talk about all the books that I've read in June. But yeah, that's the first book I bought. It's A Clockwork Orange and I bought it at the secondhand bookstore. And the next book I got was Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And I found this in the thrift store for 50 cents, I think. And I really, really like this cover. It kind of looks like a vintage creepy comic. You can see. I know that there are the really beautiful bound hardback books of Frankenstein that look really fancy, but I kind of, maybe in popular opinion, I kind of like this cover more because it's creepy and it looks vintage. I like that. So I read Frankenstein when I was a kid for some reason and I remember really liking it, and I think the story is unique and interesting for its time because it's an old book. So I bought this in a thrift store because I didn't have it on my shelves yet, and I kind of want to reread it, see if I still like it. But yeah, in case you don't know, Frankenstein, it's about this Dr. Frankenstein, and he's making a new human out of body parts, which is what you see on the cover. So yeah, that's Frankenstein, and I'm very excited to start reading this. It's also very small. So yeah, second book, bought this secondhand, 50 cents. Great deal if you ask me. And then I got another classic. I got American Psycho by Bret, Easton, Ellis. And I am so excited to start reading this book because I follow some booktubers that really like Bret Easton Ellis, and I have never read a book from his, but they kind of have similar taste in books as me, so I think I will like his writing. And also the storyline of American Psycho is also just very cool. In American Psycho you follow Patrick Bateman. It's also been made into a movie, and I guess everyone on the planet has already watched it. And so did I, a long time ago, but I kind of don't really remember if I liked the movie or not. But anyway, in this book you follow Patrick Bateman, and he's kind of a psychopath who is pretending to have this perfect life, good looks, working on Wall Street, but at the same time he's this psychopath, nightmare person. So yeah, also I love this cover. I think it looks very cool. And yeah, I'm just so excited to get into Bret Easton Ellis. I wanted to start reading him with the book Less Than Zero, but I just ran into this one at the secondhand bookstore and I was like, this is a sign, I'm just gonna buy this one and see if I like it, you know. I think this is his most popular book, I'm pretty sure. So, must be good if it has been made into a movie. Yeah, I'm excited about this one, can't wait. Then next up I have another Chuck Palahniuk book. This is Diary by Chuck Palahniuk, and also once again love this cover. So it has a little paint bucket, and I don't know if you can see it's shiny, and it has the paint splatters that are also shiny, but the rest of the book is matte. And yeah, I think it's just so much fun. And also the spine, like the font, love it. See, and it has little paint drips that kind of look like blood. Love it. I really like this author. I think his writing style is so much fun and weird, but that's what makes it good, you know. And he has a certain outlook on life, like all of his books. I don't know. He has something to say, and he wraps what he wants to say in this weird story, and I love it. I eat it up every single time. Also, the inside of this book is also very cool. It's kind of like a mood board, Pinterest mood board. Okay, so in the diary you follow Misty Wilmot, and this book is kind of her diary. And she started keeping this diary because her husband attempted suicide and is now in a coma. And it's kind of the diary that she's keeping while he is in a coma. And apparently she was once an art student who wanted to have this really artistic life. So she wanted to be an artist, but she marries Peter, her husband, and she starts working in this hotel resort as a receptionist. And apparently Peter has been refurbishing houses, but there were rooms hidden in the houses where he was writing really dirty, foul messages on the walls, and now all the homeowners are suing them. But he's in a coma, so she's trying to fight them. And then it says on the back that Misty gets possessed by a 19th century painter, artist, called Maura Kincaid, and she starts painting again. That already sounds so strange. Why is this lady suddenly possessed? I'm very interested in this book. I already know it's gonna be weird as hell, but I'm here for that. I love that. So that's Diary by Chuck Palahniuk. And then last but not least, I have Manhunt by Gretchen Felker-Martin. I like that this cover, it resembles a ball sack. I like that. And the cover is also smaller than the inside of the book, which is interesting. I also found this book in a secondhand bookstore and I had to take it because it's a horror book. And I never, ever find horror books in secondhand bookstores. So I took that as a sign, because I live in the Netherlands and the horror book community, or the amount of horror book lovers here, it's kind of non-existent. So it's really hard to find good creepy books in actual bookstores. So whenever I find one, I immediately take it. Invest, you know what I mean? So Manhunt, it's about Beth and Fran, and they are traveling the ravaged New England coast, because in this book, the apocalypse has started where all men have turned into monsters. It's giving zombie vibes, but only for the men. And all the women have survived, and also all the trans people have survived. Beth and Fran are just trying to survive this new world. And something happens, they meet someone else, they start working together, and I don't know. You know what? I just noticed that on the side of this cover it says the end of the world is nuts. That's hilarious. The end of the world is nuts, and then it has a ball sack on the front, and it's talking about how men turned evil in this book. That's hilarious. I really like that. I read some mixed reviews on Goodreads about this book, but I think I'll be okay. I also read that someone said that in this book there are also fat people, and you never ever read about fat people in like apocalypse stories or dystopian stories. Maybe dystopian, yes, but I've never ever encountered an actual fat person in an apocalyptic story, whether it's a movie or a book. So it's going to be really interesting to read about how they navigate that. Yeah, it just sounds really cool and weird and maybe funny, but also probably sad. I think it's going to be interesting. And I found this little note in this book, which says blind date horror. So I'm pretty sure that this book used to be a blind date book. But I have never seen blind date books in a bookstore before, but I know that the concept exists. It's kind of like they wrap the book so you can't see the cover, you don't know which book is in there, and then they put a little sticker, or in this case a card with it, that just says the genre and maybe some keywords. So the keywords on this book are transgender, adult, dystopian, harvesting organs, and other people aren't safe. So I mean, if I would see this on a card in a blind date pile of books, you bet your ass that I would pick that book. Harvesting Organs. Does that also have to do something with the ball sack? Probably. It sounds queer, it sounds creepy, it sounds weird, and I'm all here for it. So that's Manhunt. And those are all the books that I bought this month. And honestly, that's a nice stack of books to have found secondhand. Really, really unique books, and I think these are all books that I would really enjoy. So I'm really content with this. Have you read any of these books before, or do you want to read any of these books? Please let me know, because I'm so curious, especially about Manhunt and Diary. I'm so curious what people think about those, and I'm so excited to get into all of these. So yeah, that's it. Those are all the books. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video. So please like and subscribe and comment. That would be nice. Thank you.